Okay, so we're gonna start. I'm gonna give it one more minute. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them there. Our subject today is going to be on how to find out or how to know if my partner is cheating on me while we're in quarantine together. And I do apologize ahead of time. I'm this, but bear with me. I'm sure I can still talk through it all. So we got a lot of questions, which is very typical in my line of work, about infidelity. And essentially right now, people are freaking out a little bit and are presuming that their partners are cheating on them when they wouldn't otherwise. And there's a lot of reasons for this. And the main reason I would say is because we're in isolation together. You are witnessing your partner for a lot more hours in a day than you would typically. They also, like you, probably have a lot less things to do to keep them busy or stressed or freaking out or just frankly don't want to talk to you for 24 hours in a day. So they are going to get glued to these things. And that's normal. And you're probably on your phone a lot more than you were before as well. Or if you're with a partner that has to be on their devices for work and you don't exactly know what they're doing, you could ask yourself a lot of questions. Okay, so one thing that I want to try to ease your minds at in regards to all of this is that being on our devices right now is normal, right? However, now when it comes to your partner's personality, if that changes for the worst, and I'm not talking about anxiety regarding jobs, regarding finances right now, or any of that kind of stuff. If you ask them about who they're talking to and they snap, or if they hide their phone from you, if they bring it with them everywhere where typically they leave it on their table, that kind of stuff, that's not really normal. Good morning, Alan. So our producer just logged in. Alan is our producer, so feel free to say hi to Alan. Little things like that are not typical, they're not normal. So if you're asking the same question over and over and then they start snapping, it's not something to think that they're cheating, it's because you're probably just annoying them and driving them crazy. Keep in mind you have to remain with some sort of distance, even if you're in a one-bedroom apartment. Time away from each other, whether you go and sit in a bedroom, somebody else goes sit in the tub, however, it's needed. It's needed in a relationship. It's very important. Okay, so I get asked on a regular basis on this job, probably thousands of times in the past 5 years, about, I know my partner's cheating on me, but I just need to see his accounts or her accounts. Okay, so I'm going to put one thing clear. You can't hack your partner's phone or social media accounts because you think they're cheating on you. Hacking, regardless, if it's not your account or your device, it's not your name on it, it's still illegal. No matter where you are, no matter how paranoid you are about this, there's other means of finding out and there's other means of going. So no, we won't hack your phone or his phone or her phone. And we won't hack their social media accounts for you just because you have a hunch. And typically we get a lot more, Salut Cyr, we get a lot more people asking for us to do that are not even in a serious relationship together. It's really just jealousy at that point. So one thing that a lot of people tend to forget is that their devices are often paired. And that is a huge reason why some wives and husbands contact us. It's, well, my wife forgot that her phone is paired with her iPad and I keep seeing messages come in on the iPad. Okay, that's a pretty good hunch, I would say. So, so that's one thing, that if your device is paired and you are planning on cheating on your partner, to be 2 steps ahead and probably unpair your devices, or just don't cheat. Leave the relationship. It's probably a lot easier in the long run. Okay, so in regards to infidelity in quarantine, it's hard. We're paranoid, we're stressed. We see our partners a lot more than we would ever in any regular day or period in time in our life. And we can't get that escape, so we tend to get clingy or ask a lot of questions or get paranoid. And a lot of times, and a lot of emails that I've received over the past month during the self-isolation period, I try to ask my client, what is giving you that feeling? What is giving you that assumption? Take a step back and see, what are you doing? Are you also doing the same thing that you're asking or you're thinking your partner's doing? Are you spending more time on your phone too? Are you on social media more often as well? Are you texting people that you haven't messaged in who knows how many months or years? And if you're doing everything the same, well, why can't your partner? It's not like they're not living the same thing right now as well. Donc, okay. So feel free to say hi when you log in. I see a couple other people just logged in there. Feel free to say hi. And Michelle, I know there's a few questions that were sent in ahead of time. Feel free to type them at the bottom there and I'll answer them. So people have been sending questions on Instagram and directly to our Facebook page for the past week or two. And we're trying to keep them all aligned so that I answer them the right week. Michel va m'écrire des questions que les gens en avance sur Instagram puis aussi sur notre Facebook. Donc, on essaie de répondre la semaine qui va faire sens avec notre sujet. But just quickly, I got one message, not really relevant, right before Salut Jen, right before coming on, which said, are you afraid if the show becomes too successful that you can't do your job anymore? Or the same? So that question came in from Sharon. And honestly, no, I'm not worried about that whatsoever. As a business owner, I could also take a step back, and which I've been doing for the past 2 years anyways, since my pregnancy and having given birth. A lot of the cases that are being worked on are directly being worked on from my employees, which is really, really, really nice. And so that I'm not too worried about. In regards to employees that are also going to be on the show, they are not concerned about this whatsoever either, because there's so many different types of cases that we can handle. And anyways, we're in the shadows, so we shouldn't be seen to begin with. And if we're doing a lot of undercover work, I would put employees that are not being aired on the show to do that kind of work, just in case, for, you know, risk factors there. Salut Sarah. So a lot of you guys also know that at the end of this live, we are going to be posting our sorry, Michelle just sent in the question here. So we are going to be posting our official trailer, and we're really excited about that. A little nervous, but really excited. Donc à la fin de ce live, on va diffuser la bande-annonce pour notre émission. On est stressé, mais excité en général. Okay, so how can I determine if my partner is just stressed or needs space versus being directly deceptive? That's a good question. Yeah. Okay, so if you're living with this individual, you should know their habits, their personality from the get-go. And if you don't, that probably should fall on the communication aspect as a whole in your relationship. So if your partner is stressed out and needs space, it's probably not the first time that you guys experience stress together. So what is their typical way of reacting when they're stressed? Is it exactly doing that? Being, isolating themselves from everybody else in the home, needing some space, going for more walks, playing video games, whatever their bubble is to help them cope through hard times, let them do that. However, if they're typically somebody that responds very, very well with stress, and if you ask them, well, what are you doing? Are you okay? Who are you talking to, etc., and they react a way that they typically wouldn't, and they snap, or they get defensive, or they put it back on you, or they hide their phone right away, and then they seek space from you, that's something that I would consider maybe they're trying to be a little bit deceptive there. Salut, Cindy. So really, it's just knowing your partner. And if you are living together, you should know their habits and their personality enough to differentiate the two. Michelle, I know that there was 2 other questions that we wanted to answer today. Oh, there we go. So I suspect my partner is on a dating app. Should I confront them, patch them? Oh, okay. I didn't expect that one. So if you think your partner is on a dating app, honestly, the best way to go about it, and that's just my approach in a relationship, is ask them about it. If they deny it and you ask to see their phone in order to confirm, then and then they say no, they don't want to, so on and so forth, then you probably have your answer there, I would say. In my opinion, there's no reason that we shouldn't be fully able to see each other's devices if you're in a relationship, especially if you are married or common law or living together. It's just respect at that point, it's communication, and it's trust. So if you're suspecting that your partner is on any type of dating app whatsoever, be direct, ask, and if you're the one that is being asked, be honest. Don't try to hide it, because that kind of stuff, even if you delete it and then it's in your iCloud or whatever it is, store, it's easy to find and trace later. Don't even try to lie about that. Okay, so there is a fun fact that I wanted to share with everybody in regards to who is more likely to cheat regarding the wife or the husband. And this is also based on statistics. This is based on statistics as well as just our experience as private investigators. So we have taken on cases 5 years, these types of cases for 5 years. And our first official case with private eye investigations was an infidelity case. And I could now tell you with confidence that women are more driven to cheat than men are. And on every level. So not just a physical one-nighter, but on a emotional connection, a full-on relationship, a physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, they let themselves all go. And yeah, so that's just the fun fact of the day. And I'm going to try to spit that all in French now. Donc, hi, Devin. So Devin is one of my and loving the support. Thank you so much for being online with us this morning. Merci, Rémi. So oui, donc, what language was I in here? So I'm just going to spit back out in English. Are men or women more likely to be suspicious, jealous of their partner? Wow. I would say 50-50. Really? That really depends the personality. You'll have... Men are more... Men are more protective of what is theirs. And they don't like other people walking on their territory. Does that make sense? Please tell me if that does not make sense. They to show jealousy in a bit more of a controlling type way. And hi, Dad. And so they tend to be a little bit more on the aggressive side if they're jealous, and they could put that back out on their partner. As opposed to women, they tend to just be paranoid. So they're jealous on a more outrageous spectrum. So if the partner is just even glancing somewhere, they'll suspect that you were looking at somebody, however the case may be. So that's really 50-50. I'm not gonna lie. We get as many inquiries from men and or from women that think their partner is cheating on them when it isn't the case. So I'd really just split it down the middle on there. So the question was in French, are your clients from all age groups? Yeah, our youngest client that we can take, but our youngest client was the age of 18 years old. And we've had clients that are currently in old age homes right now. So we've had just about every age group you can imagine hiring us. Est-ce que vos clients sont de tout âge, de toutes les sortes d'âge? Puis oui, le client le plus jeune qu'on a eu, c'est 18 ans. On peut pas légalement prendre des personnes plus jeunes que ça. Puis on va jusqu'à l'âge des personnes qui sont dans des résidences de personnes âgées. What age groups do you find cheat more often? Okay, so I'm gonna answer that in regards to a serious relationship, people that are living together, either married with kids, so on and so forth. The typical age groups are mid 30s to early 40s. That's when people tend to have their midlife crisis and have a lot of different habits, new friends, new jobs, so on and so forth. And they ask, what if? Did I make choices? And they tend to sway a little bit in regards to their affection, their love life, or they're either bored of their home life, they're not having enough physical attention at home, their intimacy has gone down. So at that age group is when a lot of people ask questions and tend to look elsewhere. Okay, so I know that we've just hit the 30-minute mark, and I know that we wanted to keep today than last week. So I'm going to check on Michelle. Was there... Okay, I'm going to answer this question first. So how does a proven infidelity weigh into a divorce case and be used in divorce? Ooh, that's an exceptional question. I love this question. Salut Kat. Yes, we are mostly hired for infidelity cases because of future potential divorces. This is tricky. If you think that your partner is cheating on you and you need to hire a PI, we need to do exactly what we need to do in order to catch them cheating or have enough evidence that would make it seem like they are. So if we don't physically catch them making out with somebody, sleeping with somebody, and even being physically connected together in some sort of way, grabbing, holding their hands, smacking their butt, whatever the case may be, we've seen it all. Then it's other things where they're on dinner dates, somewhere romantic together very often, or they're meeting each other on a very regular basis, hiding somewhere. Then those little things long term is enough also to be used in court. When we are proving infidelity, we need to have a full-on written report with pictures, with videos, and all of that. So if your partner is cheating on you, you have the upper hand in the divorce with our report, obviously, in the end of it, by law. And if they are not, and you just suspect they are, and we go out, we do all of this, you're still going to end up with a report. But for your divorce, it just really won't weigh in. We're not able to physically catch them. And that's one thing that people seem to not really understand is, let's say your partner is cheating on you from Monday to Thursday. You tell us, okay, go out Friday night. It doesn't mean your partner is going to be cheating on you Friday. So it's not something that it takes one day. Yeah, sometimes we are lucky that we're able to go out one day and catch them right then and there. Fantastic. Love those types of cases. But other times it could take months. It could take weeks. It could take weekends. It could take days. So that's just complicated. But yes, we do end up, our reports end up in court, I'd say almost on a weekly basis in regards to divorce cases, unfortunately. custody battles and stuff like that as well. If it's just a flat out divorce, a lot of times people won't mind as much or won't bother hiring us. But if there's kids involved, then for sure we are the first call they make. Comment est-ce que tu peux... OK, si des personnes sont en train de tromper leur partenaire puis tentent de détective privé, tu es capable de le prouver. Est-ce que ça l'aide? Puis est-ce que... Okay, so now, Michelle, do you want to confirm whether or not you want me to answer another question? Or do you want me to say a few words about the show? And then, okay, you have a question. Are you or one of your PIs allowed to be a plant to seduce, or can you only catch them in their official... Oh, wait, I have to click on a button here to see them. On their ongoing affairs. About the show. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have... I get asked this a lot, and I've been asked to be the plant, the seed, however you want to call it, more times than I could probably count. And it's unfortunate, and it comes if it's a woman client. I also get asked if I have, good-looking employees that work for me that would be willing to go and seduce their wife, maybe. And I find it a little crazy because it's not... Now you're tempting somebody to do an act that they may not otherwise. Why put them in that situation? You're asking for your partner to potentially fail on a test that they would not typically write. So yes, we do ask this a million times over, and I will refuse every single time. No. And you might find a company that'll do it. I don't know. I don't think that it's something we typically would want to do. So I'm going to say no, we're not allowed, but that's from my perspective as my business and my company. I would never allow myself nor any of my employees to be the seed in order to seduce somebody into potentially cheating on their partner. And I would definitely recommend anybody that's considering doing that to their partner not to, because you may get results that otherwise you would not, and you may be disappointed in yourself more than your partner in the end. So, or can you only catch them in their ongoing affairs? That is the route I would definitely go. Catch them in their ongoing affairs. If they are individuals that only have one night stands and not a relationship per se, outside of the relationship, well, then it's a bit harder to catch, but it is possible, and you would just need us on a more ongoing basis to follow them every time they leave their residence, or if they go partying at night, they're supposed to go with friends, so on and so forth. Okay, so for the last little bit, we are going to just talk about the show for 2 minutes, and then we're going to end the live, and then we're going to show you guys on our Facebook page, the Sleuth with Ashley Cyr that you're currently logged in with, the trailer. So the trailer was filmed last October in Ottawa, Ontario, right downtown in the Bible. We filmed this very quickly. We did this all in one day. We were strapped for time and very proud with the end results. We have our, like I mentioned last week, our producer comes from Toronto. Our director comes from Montreal. I come from the just north of the Outaouais region, or south of the Outaouais region. And I work in Ottawa with my team. My team all come from different specs of the Ottawa area. And let's just say getting this all together in one day was difficult. It was interesting, it was fun, and it was cold. And we're really looking forward to, and it was raining. And we're really looking forward to showing you this. It's going to give you a little bit more perspective as to what the show is going to be like. And we are going to be filming my personal life mixed with my business life, mixed with drama, emotion, very real emotions, raw emotions. and real cases. So it's gonna kind of engulf all of that, and I'm really excited about it. I'm proud of everybody that's participating in this, and I hope you like it. Please leave comments on it. Let me know what you think, if you're excited for it, and something that you would watch. Exactly, the sizzle will be in preview at noon. Fantastic. So please make sure to stay logged in right after this and check that out. Share it as much as you want. Comment, like, so on and so forth. That would be really fantastic. Que ce soit, laissez-nous savoir. So we are going to be doing another live next week. Topic, once I go through the questions that you guys submit to us in the next 2 days, I'll go through a topic that is most relevant to what you guys want to know. And then we'll talk about it. And most likely at the same day and time every week until the self-isolation is done. It's a nice way to... merci Cindy. Moi aussi j'ai hâte. Je suis nerveuse, mais j'ai hâte. So we'll discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. So let me know what you guys always wanted to ask a private investigator. It's the time. There's pretty much nothing I haven't seen. There's no types of cases I haven't worked on. And there's no types of inquiries that have not come in. So maybe that's a good topic. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to find out what's the craziest things that I've been asked in my career as a private investigator? Because I've seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. Chantal says yes. Fantastic. Okay, well, on that note, I'm going to sign off. Thank you all very much again for the engagements, for participating in the live. And please feel free to share this once it's done. Stick around for our live trailer, and I look forward to speaking with all of you guys next week again. I have a knot in my stomach now knowing that the trailer is going to be released. So I'm going to go walk that off. Enjoy, and let me know what you guys think, please. Donc, sur cette note, je vais vous laisser. Merci encore pour tous les commentaires, pour tout le monde qui a participé, tous les likes et les petits cœurs que je vois en bas. J'ai un petit nœud dans mon ventre en ce moment pour savoir que la bande-annonce va être diffusée. Sachez que c'est seulement en anglais, je suis désolée, mais peut-être à l'avenir, à un moment donné, on pourrait faire une version française. On verra. Puis sur cette note, je vais dire mes au revoir encore. Merci beaucoup. Laissez vos commentaires. Laissez-moi savoir qu'est-ce que vous en pensez de la bande-annonce. Puis si vous avez des questions pour la semaine prochaine. So, thank you guys very much. Bye.